Team, you find yourself in a contested environment and you have reason to believe that there are person or persons operating in your AO that you need to track down. In this video, I'm going to walk you through some of the decision-making process that Brent and I made during the most previous SEER challenge and how we were able to successfully negotiate the terrain and ultimately find our suspects.
Come to my voice, and you will be spared.
So this was a multi-phase operation, and this first phase kind of began with me moving through and trying to halt movement. I did that using my outside voice.
Give yourself up. We know you're out there!
No, the megaphone's dead, so I'm just using my outside voice. Copy. Just moving up and down this trail, I know that they are somewhere in this vicinity, and I need the rest of my team to come to my location. So my first priority was to get these two to simply stop and move into a hold or hide site as they try to plan and prepare what their follow-on actions were going to be.
Have no intention of hurting you.
This is my boomstick!
I continued this for probably 30 or 45 minutes, it seemed. Just moving up and down this trail, trying to look for any sign of movement, right? People becoming snagged on the manzanita or the other brush that may give them away. But ultimately, I knew that at this point in time, they were stopped, holed up in place, and their pucker factor was going up. You know, messing with them and harassing them. Moving through, I want them to hear me moving around them. I knew I was getting close. I had to be within 50 meters of them at some points in time. I called in the reinforcements so they would stop their cupcaking and lollipopping. And now I began to do something different, which was to become much more quiet. I don't want them to see, hear, or know that I am in their AO. And this really began the phase 2. I am trying to move as stealth as possible. I essentially want them to believe that they can move because I have departed the area. And I know that they have to cross this trail. I'm looking for any ground spore or sign. I don't have a lot of time, and they don't have a lot of time, so we have to make decisions that are quick, but that are methodical. Just standing looking at the manzanita. The wind's blowing, but if he moves between me and about 40 yards from me, I should be able to see enough movement that's going to be obvious that it's not Manzanita. The challenge is if he's on the other side of this bend, I don't have a line of sight. Hunting is all about patience. Trying to find some kind of sign. Looking out the using your peripheral vision. Using your sense of smell. Trying to deduce what the prey's next movement is going to be. If I had my team here, we could probably be right on top. Gotta make my way back and link up with the rest of the team as we developed our plan, and we kind of conducted a split operation. They need to hurry the hell up. So the masked man, who's unknown to everybody, and Jared went on their way, and Brent and I went on ours. You can see, man, you can't see very far at all.
All right, comrade, reinforcements have arrived. Can you update us?
So I've been out here for about half an hour conducting a dismount patrol up and down this trail that you see. I know that the enemy was in close proximity, but as you can see, this Manzanita is extremely thick. Coupled with wind blowing makes hearing a little bit harder. So I just held up in a hold-up site, looking to see if I could see any unnatural movement, hear any unnatural sounds, or smell their capitalist asses.
Comb the desert! Found anything yet?
We ain't seen shit. Man, we ain't seen shit.
We ain't found shit!
So now Brent and I are conducting our patrol, and we're moving up and down this trail, again, trying to look for any ground sign or spoor. Listening, conducting sills along the way that stop, look, listen, and smell.
Send it.
Yeah, let's make our way back to the ATV, come up with a different plan.
Alright, so we pushed down the trail probably 300-400 meters. No contact. So what we're gonna do now, we've made it back. We came back up. We're gonna jump on one of the quads, drive down. We're gonna establish an LPOP. Hopefully the idea being LPOP established on an area that we know he's gonna cross. So like a natural line of drift or something. And then that way, if I see him, I can report to Stoker, and Stoker can come in and close in on him. Enemy on the run.
So this officially began phase 3 as we departed the trail and moved our way down to set into an LPOP. So the terrain is super thick, and we know, or at least suspect, that Tom is quite a ways away. I mean, he had to have been at least 600-700 meters. So while we are trying to move quietly, we do need to try to move quickly in order to be able to get into position.
Okay, a little Op 4 update. So Stoker and I have established LPOPs. We believe the escapees are moving southwest. So we've gone significantly ahead of their last known position and have established LPOPs. We're about 200 meters apart in our LPOPs.
So Brent and I just left the trail about 20 minutes ago. Just wasting time moving up and down it. Decided we wanted to get ahead of the contestant. Decided we wanted to get ahead of the enemy. Set up a LPOP. We looked at some low ground and then came up a trail a few hundred meters and then separated because this hill kind of gives you some visual to the southeast as well as to the northeast. Brent's on that side, and I'm gonna sit here. I got a really good field of view looking down into the straw. So we'll see what happens in the next hour or so. We sat here in our two spots and we waited. We executed patience, knowing that Tom was going to, at some point in time, have to pass through this area.
But as you guys can see, down here, the terrain opens up some. So we'll be able to tell. I got Stoker calling me right now. This is Brent sending.
Be able to find a way through?
I'm probably about halfway through. I found an area that I can observe in the, like a draw break.
Roger, I'm self copy.
Yeah, it opens up quite a bit down there, so I can see quite a bit. I'm gonna hang tight here for a while.
There's a bunch of down trees in that draw, right?
It's A firm.
Still got.
Still have elevation rising up against me, so I'm using that to stay off that ridge line, right? So using a military crest down here. Appears to have a 250, 300-yard field of view towards my east, about 150, 200 meters down to my north, and yeah, see what happens.
Change of plans for us and where you want us to head? I'm waiting on Jared now.
No, I think if you guys head down to that pine forest, that should put you south of the vicinity of where one of the guys is at. And I think that'll help get the other one moving in that direction. I'll copy. So some of this terrain is so thick, if you spend too much time trying to chase somebody, all you're going to do is get them to box in. So one of the things, or hold up, so one of the things you can do is give somebody a little bit of space. Let them think that they're secure, and then they will begin to move. And then as long as you can try to deduce where they're going to go to, you can get back out in front of them, right? So Brent and I, we're going to pull back south, or actually west, and hit up the trail and come up with our next COA for the next few hours. So let's get after it.
Probably about 500 meters north of us. So we're breaking down our LPOP and we're going to move to that area. So both OP4 teams are now consolidating and moving to that area to start conducting patrols in order to locate them. So hopefully we locate them and kill them with Kalashnikov.
Made our way to our ambush site. We've been here for probably an hour and a half just waiting. You have to be patient when you're hunting man.
Party's starting to move. He's still in the bushes. Okay, he's starting to move. Stand by. He's moving slow. He's starting to come out. Now. Get him! Get him! Get him! Fire! Fire! Go out there! Catch him! Get him, comrades! Bro, that was fucking perfect. I've got the whole thing on fucking thermal camera and MVG. And I think the MVG footage is good too because there's so much illumination down there.
Roger. So we had a attempted extraction down at the creek break. We were able to disrupt the extraction and cause them to abort break, forcing the capitalist into the unknown. Over. The current pause is at the down tree. What happened?
Roger. Pressure out.
All right, and so from here, Brent and I, we continued to conduct a hasty search. We knew that Tom was somewhere in the area. We knew he probably had moved off a short ways down the trail and then cut off and held up in place. Man, it's been raining almost all day on and off. There is zero illumination, and so you really have to use your senses and really trust your hearing and look for any signs of shadows moving. Of course, Brent had his optics, he had his thermal, and he had his night vision device. And ultimately, we were able to zone in and capture Tom and bring home another big W for the United States Marine Corps. That was 3 in a row, right? I won, Brent won, and then Bill and Brent won. Like, you can't ask for much more than that from the retired first sergeant and the sergeant major. Come on. Team, leave some comments down below so that we can continue this conversation. Make sure you go check out the entirety of the previous SEER challenge as well as the last 2 years before that, because it is some outstanding stuff. And if this is something that you want to participate in, then get in touch with Randall and let's figure some stuff out. I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. Team, if you want to master your craft and develop your tactical virtue, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can stay up to date with future content. Consider becoming a channel member. It's going to give you exclusive access to content not available to anybody else. I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.
We know you're out there! Come to my voice!